I have show graphics. Project Pelennor has its own graphics. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Project Pelennor update. I am dubbing this update the Shoutout Update. It's been a couple weeks since my last one, but there's a lot to go over, so I'm going to try and get through it quickly. First of all, starting, I have show graphics. Huge. I'm so happy about this. They were made by a really good friend of mine, Cassandra Laviolette, and Cassie just did an amazing job. We collaborated on it in terms of I kind of told her what I was going for, and she was able to just take what I said and make it amazing. So it's so good. I'm so happy to have those, and I'm really appreciative. Cassie's an amazing artist. I actually have a painting of hers on my wall in my home in Coburg, and it actually symbolizes, I'm pretty sure it was the place we first met in Costa Rica, so it means a lot to me. She actually has a page on Facebook called Crafts by Cass, in which she does commissions and shows off her work and all that, and I'd really appreciate it if everyone could go check it out. She's an amazing friend, person, painter, everything. So yeah, amazing work. Thank you so much. I've always enjoyed your art, and you just kind of knocked it out of the park again. So thank you. Next shout out, you might notice in either this corner or this corner, or I don't know where I'm putting it yet, but I have lower thirds. And the lower thirds graphics were made by somebody named Bekka. Now, Bekka and I have not met. She's somebody who another good friend of mine, Herron, kind of reached out to on my behalf and brought up the fact that I was looking for digital assets. Bekka is actually part of a tattoo studio in Toronto. I believe she's a co-owner of it, which is amazing. And I've been looking at the work for a while, and it looks great. There's a lot of nerdy kind of inspired tattoos from like pop culture and things like that, which I absolutely love. I love when tattoos can kind of like harken back to something else that I really enjoy. Like there's I don't know, just check it out. I'm going to be posting a link to that as well. Tattoo parlor is now, or the tattoo studio is now open, I believe, amid all the pandemic going on. So that's awesome. I haven't told many people this, but I'm actually looking into getting a tattoo to kind of commemorate all of this at the end. And so stay tuned. This might come back. You know, there might be more business in the future. But check it out. It's great work. Thank you so much, Bekka, for what you did. Another shout out goes out to Aaron for making this happen, making the connections here. I'm so happy that you kind of picked the ball up on this and thought of me and were able to kind of help bring this together. Aaron threatened me that if I used a picture of him, that he would do terrible things to me, so I'm going to use this photo of Macho Man Randy Savage in his stead. I actually wasn't going to put up a picture, but he said something, so yeah, you had it coming. They look alike, too. I mean, they're basically the same person. So if you've seen Macho Man Randy Savage, you know what Aaron looks like. No, but Aaron, thank you so much. I mean, like, this means a lot to me, and I'm very, very happy to have your support and your help in all this. Next shout out. This is something that's been in the works for a couple weeks now. My cousin Josh, who I've also spent many years playing Warhammer with and painting with, and he's had to put up with my nonsense for forever because we're cousins, and that's how that works. He reached out, and he is actually going to be adding some models into Project Pelennor. So basically what happens is he's going to be creating some, I believe, custom models for Rohan Royal Guard, and we'll be painting them up and adding them too. And he's also bought the Project Pelennor box set, and he's going to be building and painting them along with me. So at the end of this, we'll probably have, I'd say, about 2.5 Pelennor box sets worth of models, and we're both kind of starting our own armies, which actually brings me into another thing, which is on August 18th, we are going to do a battle. So this project is slated to be completed by August 18th, and now that we are going to have a battle using the the strategy, the Lord of the Rings Warhammer set. I always forget what it's called. It's changed a couple times. Strategy battle game, whatever. We're going to be using those rules. We both have the rule set. There's a game that I used to play a long time ago with Andrew, and we're going to be doing that on the 18th. I'm going to film it, and that'll be a nice kind of finale, I think, for this part of the project. So thank you so much, Josh. I've always enjoyed painting and playing with you. Actually, I was thinking back, there was a time, I want to say like, 5 years ago, where I was in my room at my mom's place in Baltimore, and I was going through an old miniatures case, and I opened up, and the first sleeve was just all models that Josh and Andrew had painted for me. And I'm looking at it and thinking like, oh, these are all really good. I'm also thinking like, I should probably start painting my own stuff, shouldn't I? And so it kind of inspired me as well. So thanks, Josh, for coming in on this. He's actually already been painting a bit. He's probably gonna be ahead of where I'm at, to be honest. He's a much better painter than me, admittedly. So I'm gonna post some of his work here. He's got some of the Rohirrim painted, and he's already taken a crack at Theoden on horseback, which is a model that I'm very excited to paint. I'm just waiting for a few things. So thanks again, Josh. On that, there has been a bit of a delay because I put in an order about 2.5 weeks ago with Games Workshop because I realized there were some paints that I didn't have that I really needed to kind of flesh out some of the last little details with some of my Rohan forces, and it's been delayed. And it's just, I actually had to reach out to their customer service to see what's going on. It finally shipped, so it should be here on, I think, Tuesdays when it's supposed to be. So I'll be able to actually start painting those again and start, kind of making some forward progress here. In the meantime, I have painted up 3 Rohan Royal Guard models, which again are not actually a part of the Pelennor box set, so I'm just making more work for myself. But I really like how they've come out. They're actually one of my favorite models that Games Workshop put out. I've always liked them in like the movies and in the art and stuff like that of them. Like, they look really cool. So I've painted them up. I have about 6 more of them, and then probably about 6 more on horseback. I'm going to add to this force, just kind of give it give Theoden a little personal escort. So yeah, that's about it for Project Pelennor as it is. I'm going to have more coming a little sooner, like in the next week. I'll probably have a couple updates, hopefully. But I did want to end this with another shout out to my Aunt Cindy. So my Aunt Cindy is Andrew's mom, and she recently made a fundraiser on Facebook for the CASP, which is the Canadian Association of Suicide Prevention. It was one of those birthday fundraisers that people do, and I am very happy to say that it was a complete success. She did this on behalf of Andrew, which was nice, and I believe, I might be wrong on this, I believe the original goal was about $500, and it was just completely smashed within like 24 hours, which is, I love that. I was very pleasantly surprised and happy that happened. And then over the next couple of days, it just kept on getting higher and higher, and eventually it ended up with, there was an expected amount of 1,000, and I think $1,500, over $1,500. I think it was $1,550 being raised in the end. So the CASP, it's kind of in the name. They are an organization that helps with suicide prevention, whether it's making programs to help people, reaching out, raising awareness, things like that. And it's a really good cause, and I'm very happy that happened. That we were able to kind of come together and kind of show our support that way. So it was a great idea, and I'm very proud of my Aunt Cindy because I think it's done a lot of good here. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll have more updates coming a little more frequently as soon as these paints get here. Games Workshop. But on that note, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's getting through the pandemic well enough. This hair should be gone soon. I think my barbershop just opened, so that's exciting. So yeah. On that note, I still don't have a sign-off, but at least I have outro graphics that can just kind of take over. So let's show those again. Outro graphics. It's so pretty.